So I'm working out of the Presidio here in San Francisco today with the weather good again. And yes, that is a statue of Master Yoda behind me at the Lucasfilm headquarters. Begun, the Clone Wars have. And I have to say that Yoda's probably saying that begun, the Purdy Wars have, the Brock Purdy Wars. We had the Garoppolo Wars. Those probably still exist on some level for years. And now we have the Brock Purdy Wars. And this is just a truth of 49ers fandom. 49ers fans are really particular about quarterback play. Probably goes back to the Joe Montana, Steve Young debate and all the success that the franchise has had, right? And that leads itself to some really intense and often neurotic debates about quarterback play on this team. And in the case of Jimmy Garoppolo, it obviously just took a new life of its own, and then hit overdrive when the 49ers picked up Trey Lance. And, you know, it got to this place where I think we're just seeing a greater level of tribalism than ever due to social media. So people gone into different camps, right? They were either in the Garoppolo camp or the Lance camp or wherever. In the case of Brock Purdy, it's even more complicated because Garoppolo is obviously still on the roster, even though I don't expect the 49ers to keep him beyond the season. But the QB that they poured so much draft capital into, Trey Lance, is also still around. And he's going to be around presumably for even longer. So it creates a dynamic in which we've seen so much tribalism already. And with Brock Purdy, there really is absolutely nothing to objectively be mad about at this point. Brock Purdy has the highest passer rating in NFL history for a quarterback making his first 6 starts. He's leading the entire league, veterans included, in passer rating. He's done not everything right, but everything that he could reasonably be expected to do right, he has succeeded with. He's running Shanahan's system the way that it should be run. And already, though, we're seeing that criticism, kind of just criticism without context, popping up out of nowhere. Oh, he was a little bit imperfect on this throw. He was, you know, this and that was wrong. And it's only coming from a certain camp, right? The battle lines are being drawn. There are always going to be people after the honeymoon phase ends for a 49ers quarterback, and that usually only lasts like 5 or 6 games. There are always going to be intense nitpickers, and I'm already starting to see that with Brock Purdy. I think, you know, my big thing about Purdy and how we evaluate him, the Palace of Fine Arts is in the background. This is an awesome spot, by the way, here in the Presidio. My big thing about Purdy and how he should be evaluated is realize that football is a game of chaos, and not everything's going to be perfect. You're going to judge on the aggregate. And on the aggregate, yes, his job might be easier than any other quarterback in the NFL because the 49ers have so many weapons, and Kyle Shanahan is an exceptional play caller. But it obviously isn't automatic to deliver the league best passer rating, especially for a rookie out of the 7th round in his first 6 starts. We've seen what Nick Mullins did in this offense. I get it, they didn't have McCaffrey back then. We've seen how bad CJ Beathard was. But the 49ers this year have been blessed with the quarterback play that they've gotten since Trey Lance went down. Between Garoppolo and Brock Purdy, and I think you have to look at it in the big picture that way. The nitpicking, the Purdy wars, they're so irrelevant right now. The 49ers have to get behind this guy and see how far he can take them. All right, so I'm in the Presidio, and I had a great sandwich at Golden Gate Deli, which I'm going to show you right after this. It's just outside the Presidio. This is the corner of San Francisco that you have to come to for great views and a feeling that you're, you know, in nature and not in the city, but it's right by the Golden Gate Bridge. The San Francisco sandwich from Golden Gate Deli here, right by the Presidio. Turkey, pesto, of course, avocado, got some remoulade on there. Dutch crunch, messy, but exactly what we want out of a good city sandwich. Let's give it a try. That Dutch crunch, quality stuff. Definitely